In this lesson, we'll explore the significant political and legal changes that unfolded in Canada between 1713 and 1800. These changes shaped the landscape of governance, land rights, and relationships among various communities, including Indigenous peoples. Let's begin with the Treaty of Utrecht in 1713. This treaty marked the end of Queen Anne's War and had significant implications for Canada. It resulted in the transfer of Acadia, Nova Scotia today, from France to Britain. The treaty's impact extended to Indigenous communities as the Mi'kmaq and Wabanaki nations faced the challenges of adapting to British colonial rule and land encroachments. The Royal Proclamation of 1763 was a watershed moment. Issued by King George III, it recognized Indigenous land rights and established a framework for future land cessions through treaties. This proclamation aimed to regulate colonial expansion westward and protect Indigenous lands and rights. It was a pivotal step towards acknowledging Indigenous sovereignty. The Quebec Act of 1774 expanded the boundaries of Quebec and allowed French Canadians to maintain their legal system, language, and religious practices. However, it also extended Quebec's borders into territories claimed by Indigenous nations, causing concerns among Indigenous communities. The Constitutional Act of 1791 divided the province of Quebec into Upper Canada, present-day Ontario, and Lower Canada, present-day Quebec. This division was based partly on language, with Upper Canada predominantly English-speaking and Lower Canada predominantly French-speaking. The Act also established representative governments for both regions, introducing elements of democracy. These political and legal changes had varying impacts on Indigenous communities. The Royal Proclamation recognized their land rights, but was not consistently upheld by British authorities. The Quebec Act and Constitutional Act reshaped the political landscape, but did not fully address Indigenous concerns or land rights, leading to ongoing negotiations and conflicts. For the Métis and Inuit communities, these changes also had repercussions. The shifting colonial boundaries influenced their access to traditional lands and resources, with implications for their ways of life. In conclusion, the political and legal changes in Canada between 1713 and 1800 were complex and had profound implications for various individuals, groups, and communities, including First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples. These changes set the stage for future negotiations, land claims, and the evolving relationships between Indigenous communities and European colonial powers. Understanding this history is essential for recognizing the legacy of these changes in contemporary Canada and Indigenous rights.